All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye. So as you're coming in, please be sure to like the video. You can't share it because it's a members only broadcast. So just be sure to get the likes up, please. Thank you kindly for your participation and cooperation. All right. So with that all being said, let's get ready to get into it. Now, I want you all to pay attention because we are going to have trivia on here. I don't know if I told you all that on the earlier broadcast on the other channel, but there is going to be trivia on here. All right. But here's the thing. And some of y'all think y'all are slick. Yeah, some of y'all think y'all are slick, and quite frankly, I'm on to you. I'm on to you. So we're going to talk about it in just a second. Miss Hotel said, child, I need my spiritual vitamins because I've been sitting all week paying attention. Then turns around and says, shout out to our esoteric philosopher. Eileen says, I went to look at my garden today and someone have been stealing. Of course they have, honey. Now, you know the food is sky high and there's a shortage. Of course they're going to steal, honey. You're going to have to get some. You're going to have to get some kind of protection, honey. Put up a higher fence or something if you can. See, I told y'all this would happen, didn't I? I told you when we start growing our own food, people are going to be stealing. They're going to get desperate and doing all sorts of things. Alice said, going to torture us again? Miss Hotel said, I absolutely cannot. Y'all are something else. Y'all are something else. So anyway, let me see who all is in here with y'all's nefarious selves. Okay, I see Mr. Hotel, of course, Silent D, Desmond, Deronda, Jonah. Okay, Kenyatta, I saw you in here. All right. This is funny. Eileen is here. Okay. Alice, all right. And so let's get ready to get into it. So shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned in. Now with that all being said, hey Curly girl. Okay, so with that all being said, some of the members are clearly not here, so I guess they'll catch the later broadcast or catch it on the replay, or maybe they'll just tune in late. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Eileen said my brother was so mad. I bet he was, honey. You out there working as hard as you can with your green thumb, then somebody come right along and steal your food? All a shame. Alice said, start selling notebooks. You're filling mine up. Okay. Desmond said, sneaking around the plantation listening. Desmond's at work, and he calls it the plantation. I absolutely cannot with him. Okay, so now with that all being said, listen, I want you all to pay attention because I'm going to give you a PowerPoint presentation. We're going to be talking about psychic attacks. We're also going to be talking about healing with the chakras. Okay, with that all being said, we're going to get started in just a second. And then we're going to have trivia. But let me just tell you all something, because like I said, some of y'all think y'all are slick. Specifically, not really you all so much so, not my members, but more so some of the people on the other channel thought they were slick. Okay, some of those answers this morning, they know darn well they didn't know the answers. That's what they didn't know. They're not that smart, okay? Pay attention. Now, they had me fooled for a second, but then when I thought about it, and then me and Mr. Hotel got together and put our heads together, we drew the conclusion that they didn't know those answers. They Googled them. That's what they did, beloveds. They Googled those answers. Mr. Hotel said, child, the nefariousness. That's right. Hey, Dan, they Googled those answers because here's the thing. That question that I asked about who is the fastest or who holds the record for being the fastest human calculator, and they said, what is that person's name, honey? Because the name is so long, Banu Prakash. Okay, Banu Prakash. But what's the first name? Hold on, I forgot the first part. forgot how to pronounce the first part of his name. What I'll say is this. They did not know that name. The little lying devils thought they were slick. His name is something like Nihalapatha Banu Prakash. Now, even if any of them had known that name, how did they know how to spell it? How did they know how to spell it? Okay? Not to mention, Mr. Hotel was the first one to say that he thought it was someone from India. And Mr. Hotel didn't remember their name, but he did say it was somebody from India. So with that all being said, the fastest human calculator, Dan, said that sure ain't me. Okay, it's not you, Dan. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, they didn't know how to spell that name. And how did they get it all in, get it all in so quick? Well, because they copied and pasted. All right, so I got a trick for them. I've got a trick for them. So what we're going to do is from now on, they Googled the answer, copied and pasted it. And how I know that they had time to do that in 40 seconds, because I thought they wouldn't have time in 40 seconds, but clearly they do. Because what I did was, me and Mr. Hotel got together and did a little old test. And then I asked Mr. Hotel a question. I asked him that same question, put 40 seconds on the clock. Of course, he knew the answer by then, but I'm just saying, I had him to Google it and then copy and paste it and send it to my email just so we could see how much time it took. It only took Mr. Hotel 30 seconds, so they had 10 seconds left. So that's how they were getting those answers. How do they think they are so slick? But I got a trick for them. So from now on, when I do questions that are not pertaining to the broadcast, I'm going to make sure nobody has time to Google it. From now on, Kenyatta said multiple devices. Yes, Kenyatta, they can do that too. That's sneaky self. So what I'm going to do is from now on, when I ask those sorts of questions, you won't have 40 seconds. You'll only have 20. That's what you'll have. And I'm not going to say the question twice anymore because that's giving them extra time too. So from now on, the question's going to be repeated once. Going to be said one time. Miss Hotel said, child, see, you can't trust black folk. So the question's going to be said once. And then after that, you have 20 seconds to get those answers in. They can miss me with it. Trying to be slick. Oh, this for an ebook? Y'all need to sit down somewhere. Dan said, good idea, Queen. Thank you, beloved. You know I got to pay attention, honey, because they are so slick. But anyway, that's what we're going to do on this live. All right? Juju said, Queen is Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so now let's get into the PowerPoint. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Everyone, please get the lights up. Here we go. All right, so let me make sure you all can see this. 5 ways to protect yourself from psychic attacks and how to physically manifest healing energy through your chakras. Let's talk about it. So psychic attacks may manifest in the dream world or through energetic impacts on the body in the waking world. They are mental intrusion efforts, okay? Mental intrusions, efforts from free-floating energies or even from specific people to enter your psyche and make some kind of detrimental impact or extract information. Okay, try not to fear because one, the greatest defense tool is the power of love and light. You don't want to resonate on fear because fear is the lowest vibrational frequency. Love, as I told you before, is the highest. Second thing, negative energies thrive in the presence of additional negative energies like fear. So let's just say if there's some malevolent energy or spirit trying to get to you and you're low vibrational and fearful, well, that's going to make it all the more easier for it to attack you. Okay, that's why if you all remember when I was talking to you on the other channel like a year ago when I was exposing Wig and I was telling you all how I had that dream that Wig was in my television and then she was saying something, yelling something at me, but I couldn't hear her words. I could just hear the banging of her gavel. And then she had this demonic evil look on her face. That was a psychic attack. You see, because people who dislike you and people who are nefarious, and we know that Wig is because she talks about black magic and all kind of nefarious occult things. And I don't mean occult as just in hidden knowledge. I mean wicked stuff that's, like black magic, as I said. Well, people like that, they can send negative energy to you and even send malevolent spirits and energy. So if you are a person who's fearful of those things and not very spiritually, spiritually in tune, it can absolutely affect you. I also told you how Bussy Reek, I had the dreams that his mother-in-law was trying to put voodoo on me. Okay? With that all being said, none of it worked because I'm too spiritually strong and I know how to protect myself from psychic attacks, which is nothing more really than spiritual warfare. Okay? And pay attention because, like I told you, these things usually manifest in the dream realm because that's when you're in a weaker state because you're asleep and your defenses are down. Okay? And they usually occur during a state of REM because you're in a deep state of sleep and it's harder for you to awaken. Okay? But that doesn't work on someone like me. So please pay attention. Now it goes on to say, I want you all to pay attention. You should probably take notes on some of this. Okay, so this presentation will provide guidance for protection using principles of love and positivity. That's what I want you to do. Some psychic attacks require embodied warrior energy and or the assistance of professional healers and shamans like myself. Don't forget that the queen is a shaman too, okay? Inherited from my native ancestry and not a shaman or someone who had to study or go to a school of mystics and all of that, because those people aren't real shamans to me. Real shamans are born, okay? It's passed down through your ancestry, through your DNA, all right? So my Cherokee ancestors who are indigenous to this land, they had shamans amongst them. And that's why I have such prominent spiritual gifts, like I can, foretell things, have prophetic visions and dreams. Now, 5 signs of a psychic attack. Here they are. Disabling fear or anxiety, nightmares or night terrors often involving extreme fatigue, emotional or spiritual paralysis, questioning your path, values, and or sanity. These are some things that you might experience. Now, first of all, you can have a clearing ceremony. Okay, a clearing ceremony can help you to get rid of these things. I'm sorry. Okay, now use plant medicine like sage and crystal allies to clear the negative energy and spirits from your environment and energetic field. I've told you this numerous of times. The sage, burning the sage, doing a smudging ritual, which is also what my ancestors used to do, and yours as well. Okay. The sage gets rid of negative energy and malevolent spirits in your environment. But here's the thing. When you are using the sage and burning it, you always want to open a door or window so that you have a place for the negativity to leave, to go through. Because remember, if you don't do that, you're just wasting your time because what did I tell you? And you learned this in school, in science class, that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It's only transferred and transformed from one thing to another. So let's just say if you have a room full of negative energy, a house full of negative energy, you can't destroy that energy. You have to just open a door so that it can leave and go elsewhere. If you don't open the doors and windows, all you're going to have is a bunch of demons running around the house with you. Because what they'll do is they'll just hide in corners when you're burning the sage, wherever you don't hit the, have the sage smoke filling that area, they'll just hide in those places and still be there. So you have to open a door or window to let it escape. Okay? Now, while you sage yourself an environment, concentrate on the banishing or removal of negative or dark energy by holding light and love in your mind's eye. Next, repeat the process with sweetgrass. Now, as you bless yourself and your space with sweetgrass, invite positive energy, guiding spirits, love, and any other things, any others. Now, also, I release negative energy so that I may serve my higher purpose. Tell yourself that, okay? Tell yourself that affirmation, that you release negative energies so that you may serve your higher purpose. Third thing is surround yourself in lights. Hold on, let me see if any of you all have questions in the chat. Okay, so everyone's doing good so far. All right. Now, Visualization meditations offer powerful protection and support, and most importantly, a reminder that the source is with you. Okay, the source being the Most High. Envision your heart space as a white flame. Watch the flame expand and grow as the white light emanates outward from your heart to your extremities, then beyond. You are surrounded by a large white light that does not originate from behind you, but rather from inside you. Repeat this mantra during this practice and say to yourself, I am divinely guided and protected. I am light. I am love. Now, let me say this to you. I told you all before about a book called The Psychic Book of Self-Defense, written by a psychic by the name of Dion Fortune, written in the 1930s. I know that Mr. Hotel has this book because when I first mentioned it to you all, he ordered it. So in the book, Dion Fortune tells you a myriad of ways to protect yourself from psychic attacks. And it's basically for people who are more spiritual, people who have spiritual gifts and things like that, because we're the ones that are usually attacked. Because these malevolent entities, they are attracted to us because we're within or we're between realms. We're in this realm, which is the third dimension, but we also operate within the spiritual realm because that's where, we're using our spiritual gifts. Okay, so one of the things that Dion Fortune says in the book is that if you're under psychic attack, you can basically visualize getting rid of these things through meditation. For example, she says you can get in the shower, okay? You can burn a white candle, which is for purity, but you can get in the shower, close your eyes, and visualize that you're covered in mud. Just imagine that you're covered in mud, and as you shower and you put the soap all over your body, all of the dirt and mud and filth is being washed off of you and going down the drain. Okay? That's the negative energy. Okay? Imagine that's the same thing as the negative energy. And all of that negative energy is just fading away. It's just going down the drain. Okay? It's cleansing you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the things you can do. Now, with that all being said, the fourth thing is to strengthen your auric field, okay? Strengthen your auric field. Let me slide this up a little bit so you all can see it. I think I kind of cut it off a little bit. See if I can push this up. Okay, there we go. Now, deeply rooted in Eastern philosophy, the auric field is the pulsing vibration or the energy around a being. You know what that is, your aura, all right? It can extend up to 25 feet in all directions from your body and is a colorful combination of your chakras. Your aura may change depending on your surroundings. Yet as a divine being, you are able to cultivate the strength of your aura as an energetic boundary. In fact, you are accountable for what you allow in and out of your auric field. That's why it's very important that you protect your energy. Don't be around negative people who have all this nefarious toxic energy. These people that I call psyche vampires, try to avoid those people because you don't need them in your energy field. Because remember, one of the most important things is to know that energy is contagious. So if you're around negative people, their energy will rub off on you 9 times out of 10. And also they will steal your energy and leave you feeling drained. Okay, so you don't want to be around those people. You have to protect your energy. Another thing that I told you all is that when you get ready for bed at night, call back your energy. Call it back to you because people you've encountered may have taken some of your energy. So call your energy back to you. And that's only your positive energy. I don't mean your negative. Okay, now while standing, envision the placement and colors of each chakra. From red at your feet to violence at your crown, beating and circling like great wheels. Imagine the wheels growing in size until they began to merge into a beautiful tie-dyed circle around your being. One color may emerge as your primary auric color. Envision this field around you and remember that you may control the two-way permeability of this field. You may let in what you wish and send out what you wish. Repeat the mantra below during the meditation. You want to say, I let positive energy in and deflect negativity. I am radiant. Okay? The fifth, dream work. Now, since psychic attacks often happen while people are sleeping, pay attention, okay, and they manifest as night terrors or nightmares, working with your dream world is an efficient tactic for addressing psychic attacks. Write a dream journal and document your thoughts upon awakening and memories of your dream. Didn't I tell you all that this morning on the first broadcast, that that's what I did this morning? When I had that dream last night, I wrote down everything that happened in the dream. Now, prior to falling asleep, ask to remember your dreams. For your dreams to be, and ask for your dreams to be of light and love, high vibrational, and call in your ancestral or spirit guides to protect you in the nebulous landscape of your dreams. Now, you may also try playing binaural beats as you fall asleep. A good way to do that is to go to my meditation channel, The Universal Language. Universal spelled Y-O-U. Okay, if you haven't subscribed to that channel, please do. And listen to those sounds and tones as you rest, because they're high vibrational and they put you in a restful, peaceful state of sleep and REM. Okay? And they're 10 hours long, so they absolutely will last during the entirety of your sleep. Now, you may also try playing binaural beats as you fall asleep, lulling you into a state of deep relaxation. Repeat this mantra before you go to bed. You say, ancestors and spirit guides, please guide and protect me in my dream. Now, with that all being said, I have a couple of videos that I want you all to see. I'm going to stop the share for a minute. Can you please put the link in the chat? What link do you want, beloved? Are you talking about for the book? I need to know what link, a link to what, beloved? How do you call your energy back, Queen, says Khalid. You just ask for your energy to come back. You just, you can just say, okay, this is Khalid Harleem. All of my positive energy that has left me for today, I need you to come back. Okay? Just call the energy back, just like that. All right? So now I'm going to show you all a video. I have some videos that I want to show you. It's about maybe 3 or 4. So, and this is again from Spiritual TikTok. Y'all know I love me some Spiritual TikTok. And pay attention, because very soon I'm going to have a Spiritual TikTok put up. Okay, so now let me show this first video.
Harvesting is kind of unavoidable in the current society that we live in. However, we do have forms of psychic and spiritual self-defense that we can access. Essentially, we're going to have to master our energy. So here is an example of just an energetic scale where you can kind of see where you're typically falling or oscillating in terms of like where your energy is. And it's not linear. You could be at the top of the scale 1 hour and then at the bottom of the scale another hour. Just know that if you're at the bottom of this energetic scale around more of the fear, doubt, woundedness, shame vibrations, it's a lot more easier for your energy to be harvested. However, if you remain in the vibration of joy and peace and curiosity, it's a lot more difficult for you to be fed off of. Master your energy, y'all.
Okay, so y'all heard that, right? Master your energy. Okay? And so with that all being said, let's go back to the share. Hold on just a moment so I can get on the correct slide. Okay. Don't forget to get those likes up, beloveds. All right, now, how to physically manifest energy through your chakras. Now, this is the second section of the PowerPoint. Okay? So, the mind is a wondrous instrument that is capable of so much more than modern science can yet understand, including how it's able to manifest physical healing. Now, Bill McKenna, who is a scholar that I like to listen to and read his works, he's a creator and founder of Cogno Movement. He explains his work with people suffering from physical, emotional, energetic, and spiritual issues, finding that the mind is so powerful, it can manifest our desires into reality. Okay, and I've told you numerous of times that we can create our own reality through our thoughts and our meditative practices and things like that. That's why it's very important that you focus on positive things. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this PowerPoint. Here we go again with the bull crap. Hold on. Okay, so my PowerPoint is acting up again. I don't know why the PowerPoint loves to do that. So we're going to go to another video while I start this over. Okay, likes up.
This is how you can protect yourself on a spiritual and psychic level. You got to understand, this spiritual shit ain't no joke. I talk about the dark side a lot because a lot of people are oblivious to it. See, a lot of the people that suffer from anxiety, depression, and mental illness sometimes are victims of psychic attacks. See, everything in the medical field also has a spiritual component. There are a lot of vampires and dark empaths in the conscious community, and they prey on people that are naive or new to this information. Now, on the most basic level, a psychic attack is just somebody projecting negative energy towards you. So, for example, if I focus or wish harm on somebody, that's a form of psychic attack or black magic. And if my mind and aura is stronger than yours, then I can affect you on a psychic level. Now, it's deeper and more complex attacks, but shit is real. And there are groups that perform mass psychic attacks on the general population. And since most people are spiritually unaware, they're literally walking targets. So a few ways to protect yourself is: 1, use sage and Palo Santo to cleanse your aura and your space. You can also use crystals such as amethyst, selenite, or tourmaline, and that can also help. Another way is through meditation and visualization. You can also ground yourself in nature, and also through rituals, using candles, white candles, black candles. Also, connecting with your ancestors or certain entities can help you stay.
Okay, so he gave some really good advice. Okay, he gave some really good advice, and he said the same thing that I say. You can visualize, practice visualization, and connect with your ancestors. Okay, he also talked about grounding, and I told you all about grounding before. You should be sun gazing, grounding and all of that, right? These things will help you. And I've also talked to you about crystals. Now, there's a video that I did maybe a year or so ago about different types of crystals. Okay, for those of you that have the higher frequency memberships, we're going to be having a master class on different types of crystals. Okay, so you all stay tuned for that. But hey, Prince of Paraphernalia. Okay, so now with that all being said, that was excellent information. And those are just a few of the things you can do. All right, so let's go back to the share. Okay, so with that all being said, McKenna's experience led him to understand how the mind affects our energetic fields. Remember, the mind absolutely does, because your thoughts are electromagnetic energy, okay? And what you think about manifests in your reality. Now, he understood how the mind affects our energetic fields, which in turn affect our states of health, okay? And achieving our desired physical outcomes. Now, while this concept is common within ancient Eastern teachings, we are now realizing how the energies of the chakras are connected to what manifests in our lives. And you all already know this because I've already told you that before. But mindfully releasing attachments to our memories or by mindfully releasing attachments to our memories and experiences, McKenna says that it's possible to proactively feel and move our energy to create a state of mental, spiritual, physical, and emotional well-being. His method for such manifestation is through visualizations and tactical exercises that disconnect us from negative thoughts. You should definitely be practicing those. And some of the tactical things that help us disconnect from negative thoughts is what? Positive self-talk. For those of you who have that ebook about positive self-talk, and basically the one about the positive affirmations, you should be using those on a daily, because those will absolutely help you refrain from negative thinking. Okay? And it's very hard sometimes to refrain from negative thinking. That's why you have to make yourself disciplined, and you have to practice it on a consistent basis. You don't just need to read the book, one day and then put it away, or just look over the affirmations and say them for a week and then stop. You need to be consistently saying these things so that you are doing what? Reprogramming your subconsciousness. Okay? Because remember, your subconsciousness controls 95% of the brain, thinking patterns, cognitive biases, and habits. I keep reiterating this so that it sinks in. All right? McKenna's groundbreaking book called The Only Lesson is testimony to his work with the mind and the mind-body connection. And it details his life-changing spiritual awakening after having studied with a number of master teachers. Now, this has culminated in his deep understanding of the secrets of self-discovery and the ability to create miraculous changes in his life and the lives of others. Okay, now Regina Meredith, that's another author and scholar, she sets the stage when she adds that oftentimes when we don't manifest, it's because we have some unresolved issues. Okay, that goes back to your shadow work that I talked to you about like a week or so ago. Okay, because if you have unresolved issues like trauma that you suffered as a child, repressed memories, things that bothered you even as an adult, maybe years ago, a bad relationship, abusive relationship, anything that's traumatized you, period. It doesn't have to necessarily be in your childhood. It could be even in your adult life. Okay, with that all being said, when you focus on these things, on the negative things, and you allow these things to hinder you from evolving and moving forward, well, it's very hard to manifest. And you also may remember that about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I was telling you that someone told me, someone told me that they knew all about manifestation because I was trying to give them some pointers. I was trying to help them and advise them on how to be able to manifest more productively and successfully. And they said to me, oh, I already know all about manifestation. But they don't know all about manifestation because this person's always being negative, saying negative things, being very pessimistic, and just always getting angry and losing their temper, never on a high vibrational. Well, every now and then they're high vibrational, but most of the time they're low vibrational. And they're a very draining person because when I have deal with them, if I can't deal with them on a regular basis, because if I do, I start feeling low vibrational because their energy is contagious and it's toxic. Okay, so I knew that they did not know all about manifestation. And one of the things I told them is that you cannot manifest positive things and the things that you want and desire when you are always low vibrational. When you're low vibrational, the only thing you will manifest are negative things. You won't do anything positive for your manifestations when you are negative. You have to be high vibrational. Now, McKenna agrees that if we didn't have fear, our health and well-being would have already manifested from our energetic field. So it's a matter of finding out what is in conflict with our desired manifestation. What's holding you back? What's hindering you? Where are you going wrong? That's what you have to think about. For most of us, says McKenna, it is some form of fear, ironically including what may happen if our manifestation comes to fruition. Now, the good news is that we can actually clear our field by touching the blockage until it's gone. Now, McKenna says that thought, forms are fragile. Thought forms are fragile relative to the entire field of energy, and are therefore easy to dissipate and unblock. See, I go get my energy fields unblocked every now and then with my holistic doctor that I was telling you all about. One of the things she does when she unblocks my energy to free and cleanse my chakras so that they're better balanced and aligned, and so I can be more spiritual, more spiritually in tune, and so that my spiritual gifts work stronger for me, is that she does acupuncture. Now, I'm not saying you have to do acupuncture, but that's just what I like to do. Okay, when she does does my acupuncture, and then she does a little ritual over me. Okay, a spiritual ritual, not anything satanic or nefarious, pay attention. And then that unblocks my chakras and helps them to be balanced. Okay, this will open the doors to manifesting what we truly want. Now, McKenna was asked, what is blocking the manifestation of what we want out of our life? He says the answer is thought. Though unlike our teachers, he shows how thought is palpable. It's a tangible material form that can be dissipated and removed. Now, each blockage is interdimensional and described by McKenna as a quantum wobble, okay, that can be dealt with more easily than we may have once believed. When the blockage is removed, he says to move the object of your desire down through the chakras to make it manifest. Okay? Make it manifest by moving the object of your desire down through your chakras. Now, you may be saying, wait a second, I don't have the object of my desires. Well, you don't have to have it. If you don't have it tangibly, all you have to do is close your eyes, visualize what it is that you want, and picture it traveling down your chakras, right? From your lower chakras, right? All the way up to the crown chakra. Now, in her book, The Intention Experiment, author Lynn McTaggart wrote that over the decades, researchers have discovered that thoughts are capable of affecting everything from the simplest machines to the most complex living beings, saying that this evidence suggests that human thoughts and intentions are an actual physical something with astonishing power to change our world. Every thought we have is tangible energy with the power to transform. A thought is not only a thing, a thought is a thing that influences other things. And see, this is why some people who are nefarious and who practice the art of black magic and, wicked things in the occult, some of these people, I want you to pay attention, they also have spiritual gifts. But they don't use theirs for good things like encouraging, inspiring, and motivating people. They use these things to help them to grift, to hustle people, to swindle people, to give people false hope, to have people going down the wrong path, to have you practicing incantations and rather than affirmations and things like that. Okay? That's what they do. So it would behoove you to make sure that you're staying positive and doing positive things. So these type of people cannot take your energy and put you on the wrong path. You have to have discernment. You have to be able to discern those people who are false prophets and who are trying to give you nefarious things to do that are not going to help you on your spiritual journey. In fact, they will hinder you. You have to be able to discern those people from the people that are actually trying to help you with your spiritual journey. Okay? Now, McKenna takes this idea one step further by confronting conflicts and opening up to unforeseen possibilities. While spiritual teachers have understood the mind-body connection, McKenna's down-to-earth discussion gives us pause to think about our own state of mind and its potential for healing and wellness. He teaches how to access a power that we already have and to use it for a more fulfilling, enriched life. And remember, a thought is not only a thing, a thought is a thing that influences others. That's important to note because when people are trying to send wicked things to you, they're trying to influence your thoughts. So thoughts are not only things, but they're things that influence the thoughts of others and influence other things. Okay, hey Curly Girl said driving while listening. Okay, so I just want you all to pay attention to that. And I hope you all are getting something out of this. If you missed anything, if you didn't understand something, just go back and rewatch. And I want you all to pay attention to something. The reason I like to do PowerPoints for this channel, I like to do the PowerPoints because it's visual and audio, right? You can listen to what I'm saying, but you can also see it in front of you at the same time. And so that helps you to be easier able to retain this information, because some people are visual learners. Some people are audible learners. They learn from hearing things. Some people learn from seeing things. Some of us have photographic memories. That means we like to see things in front of us. Some people like to do both, hearing and seeing. And so that's why I do the PowerPoints on this channel. Okay, so that's able to help you easier. And also it's easier for you to take notes, because all you have to do is click on the live. And rather than, see, here's the thing. If I wasn't doing PowerPoints, but I'm just sitting here talking, then you're trying to take notes. You'd have to stop, pause, rewind to get what I'm saying. You don't have to do that when it's written in front of you on a PowerPoint. All you have to do is just go back to the video and just look at it. Okay? Mr. Hotel said, teacher, queen in teacher mode. I love it. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so now with that all being said, the PowerPoint is concluded, but I have a couple more videos for you to watch, okay? So I'm going to put those up on the screen. Now this one, I had to edit it because they show clips, a few small clips from movies, okay? So that's why I had to edit this one.
Is psychic self-defense. After finding herself the subject of a powerful psychic attack in the 1930s, famed British occultist Dion Fortune wrote a detailed instruction manual on protecting oneself against paranormal attacks. The artist David Bowie was known to take this book with him everywhere he went, as he feared he was under a powerful psychic attack. In the book, Dion Fortune explores the elusive psychic element in mental illness, and more importantly, details the methods, motives, and physical aspects of psychic attack, and most importantly, how to overcome these attacks. Look up psychic self-defense for more.
Okay, so that's the book that I was telling you all about. That's the same book he's talking about, the Book of Psychic Self-Defense by the famed psychic Dion Fortune. And she did write that book in the 1930s. Now, with that all being said, what I'm thinking about doing, it just came to me. I may actually do a review of that book on this channel, just like I did with the Daily Meditations for People of Color, Acts of Faith by Iyanla Vanzant, and also Who Moved My Cheese. So what I'll do is I will read some excerpts from her book at some point on this channel, okay, for you all. For those of you who don't have it, and even for those of you who do, we can just go along and explain. I'll explain some of the things to you, okay? So I have a couple of more videos. Now, here's the thing. I'm sorry, I only have one more video. But this video is for those of you that have been watching the broadcast on the other channel. You know that I have been talking about the movie The Sound of Freedom. So in the movie The Sound of Freedom, the main character, or the person who's the star of the movie, Jim Caviezel, I told you that's the same man who played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. Now, the reason I am anxious to see Sound of Freedom is because Jim Caviezel is a very spiritual person. I saw a video that he did where he was at a conference at a church, and this was like 10 years ago. And he spoke, and when he spoke, I'm telling you that the Spirit was speaking through him. Okay, the Holy Spirit was speaking through him. And I want you all to see this video. Now, I'm not going to play the whole video because it's probably like 40 minutes to an hour long, but I have a 6-minute clip of the most powerful part of the video, at least for me. Okay, so I want you all to see this, and then we'll start the trivia. Likes up, everyone. Please get the likes up. Thank you in advance.
But I will tell you what I know God wants me to say.
Sure.
Number one, I love you. I love you. That's what you want to hear, isn't it? Number 2, you are all going to heaven. And you say, how do you know this? It's very simple. God had been in your heart a long time. He's been dormant, some of you. Some of you, much more alive. But continually, God is asking for more conversion. Why do you believe? Let me tell you, a man can be a soldier in the military for 20 years and never see one day of combat. But when he's in that foxhole and he's losing his own men, he's on a whole nother level. God is preparing you now for this level. I will tell you how I know that God loves you this much and how I know that you're all going to heaven. Some of you have had abortions. Some men here and women are adulterers. Some have committed murder. Some of you didn't have the abortion, but you paid for it, so you have contributed to this. Many people are a part of this great sin in this country. Over 50 million in the United States alone. 45 million die every year in the world. These are all God's children, and God brings them home. Now He wants to bring you home, now, in this moment. This is a chance for heaven right now. You don't have to wait to die to experience heaven. But when you committed the sin, any of the 10 Commandments, or the sin of abortion, or contributed to it, let me be very clear. Did you go to one of your friends and ask your friend, hear my story? And you say, yes. I went to one person. I said, why do you go to this person to confide in this sin to them? Because they didn't judge me. Because they loved me. Because I felt mercy and grace. Now, I ask you this. Do you think that your God doesn't have more mercy than your friend? Do you think your friend has more grace than God? Does your friend have more love than the Creator? It can never be. It can never be. So, God forgives you. And now He needs you to begin again, to accept forgiveness. Earlier I said, God never sends a man into hell. People choose this place. Your choice. God made you and loves you. There's never been another like you. He deemed that you would come here. He asked you and you came. Today, you came. You had the courage to come. And there was plenty parts of the world that pulled you from today from even coming, but you came. Don't you know how much God will remember this? Do you think He is a God that's just sitting there waiting to toss you off? You are perfect. There is no one else like you. And without you, He would cry. So He's coming to you now. Right now, in this moment. All He has to hear from you is yes. Yes, you've accepted Jesus, some of you. Keep accepting Him. Every time we sin, we deny Him. Be holy. Be perfect just as my Father is perfect. Or in the Passion, Ha'ozina otiabui, kuma bezrati, shamereni meresha tasher tamenu alai, bakakasaya nafshi adonai, bakakisiti, bakab takti, ba kulitekeho henkehel kosi edemini, ken lakis far, lehewe di lakis far, milatil komare hema haki hida, Hita hivo denale dena kokaver diana a havef lakom antun. Hita hivo lakom. My commandment to you is this: you love one another, just as I have loved you. And if that doesn't grab you, maybe this one will. Your name may not appear down here in this World's Hall of Fame. In fact, you may be so unknown that no one knows your name. The Oscars and the praise of men may never come your way, but don't forget, God has rewards that He'll hand out someday. This crowd on earth, they will soon forget when you're not at the top. They will cheer like mad until you fall, and then their praise will stop. Not God, He never does forget. And in His Hall of Fame, by just believing on His Son, forever there's your name. I tell you, friend, I wouldn't trade my name, however small, that's written there beyond the stars in that celestial hall, for all the famous names on earth, or the glory that they share. I'd rather be an unknown here and have my name up there. God bless you.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Okay, so that was very powerful. Gina Lane said that was powerful. Yes, absolutely. And I want you to pay attention, because do you know what he was doing at the end? He was speaking in tongues. Okay? He was speaking in tongues. He is a prophet among us. Some people pretend to be prophets. They are not. Some people pretend to speak in tongues. They do not. Many of you have probably heard Wig on her channel trying to speak in tongues. She's not really speaking in tongues, because the thing is this: when people speak in tongues, it is able to be translated. It is a true language, okay? And someone is always able to translate it, because if you could not translate it, what would be the point? So when you hear a lot of these fake pulpit pimps and pastors, when you hear them acting as though they're speaking in tongues, they're really not. That's what I call gibberish, okay? He was speaking in Aramaic, which is an ancient language, all right? So I want you all to pay attention to this. Mr. Hotel said that was moving. Desmond said it is an incredible speech. Dan said, #BuyWig. Absolutely. Yes, and that was very touching. You could tell that the Spirit was speaking through him, okay? Juju said he lost me when he said aspect Jesus into our lives. Or expect aspects? Or you mean when he said accept Jesus into our lives? Well, here's the thing, Juju. Jesus means different things to different people. But as I have told you, we are Christ. We are able to raise the Christ within energy. Okay? He said, be kind, be righteous, be holy. Well, when you are that way, you are raising your Christ consciousness. Okay? And I also want you to pay attention. You have to read between the lines. At the end of the day, he said it so that people would understand. Because everyone doesn't understand that Jesus, the Christ within energy, is an energy that's inside of us. Everyone doesn't understand that. So you have to speak to people how they understand, how they can comprehend. Now, if I was at a church speaking, do you think I would be telling them that, the Bible's full of allegories and you can't raise the Christ within? I wouldn't be telling them about raising the Christ within energy. I would be talking to them about Jesus. Because at the end of the day, I have gone to churches and I have said some of the things that I say to you all. Nessie X said brought me to tears. Yes, it brought me to tears too the first time I heard it. Okay? Me and my friends and my son, we all had tears. We cried. He was crying himself. That was the Spirit speaking through him. But here's the thing. You just said, okay, Queen, I love when you break it down. Thank you, beloved. Now, here's the thing. I have gone to churches when I first started learning about spirituality and all of the different things that I've been teaching you, and I have been kicked out of churches. That's why you can't say certain things in church. They're not ready for it. You have to speak to people where they are. And when people rise and evolve, their conscience starts to make them more aware. Then you can speak to them the way I speak to you. You can't always do that. Another thing is, at one church, they actually pulled a gun on us. A pastor pulled a gun on me and my friend. Okay? Because he was telling them to kneel before the cross and all of this. And so I raised my hand and I said, the cross is not anything you should kneel before. You see, the cross is a symbol of death, because it is what Jesus died on in the Bible. So why would we kneel before it? It is a symbol of death. It's just like telling someone to kneel before an electric chair. An electric chair is an instrument of death. Okay? So with that all being said, here's another fun fact. In the Bible, if you really pay attention, Jesus did not die on a cross. In the Bible, it said that he died I want you all to pay attention because this is going to knock some of you off your feet. In the Bible, it literally tells you that the Savior was hung from a tree. That's why they hung your ancestors from trees, because they know who are the true children of the Most High. Did you all know that? Year, O gods, for year born of the Most High, Psalms 82:6. Okay? Let me just pull that up to show it to you all, because I love to bring receipts. In the Bible, it says that Jesus was hung from a tree. Okay? That's why they hung our ancestors from there. And even today, when they lynch our people, they hang them from trees and lie and say it was suicide. Give me just a minute to pull this up. Let me get the King James Version, because they have several versions of the Bible, as we all know. Here it is right here. Acts, the 5th chapter, and the 30th verse. And I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this for yourselves. Because they do talk about a cross in the Bible. And they say that Jesus was carrying his cross up to Mount Calvary. And they say that Simon or Simeon helped him to carry it, and that Mary Magdalene walked beside him. But it says that he was hung from a tree. I'm going to share my screen. You all see that? The God of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom ye slew and hanged from a tree. Hanged on a tree. All right? So, like I said, we were in the church, and I challenged him when he was telling people to bow down. I believe that the cross is more of a metaphor. Yes, Dan, it is. It's an allegory. It absolutely is. Now, with that all being said, that's why they hang your ancestors from trees, and still do that to our people today. Okay? Ethely said I would definitely rewatch this. I would be so happy and grateful if I can find a King James Version large print. You should be able to find one of those, beloved, in a Christian store, in a Christian bookstore. You may be able to find that. Okay. Ethely says I have a list of scriptures that tells you about the books that are missing from the Bible. There's 14 books missing from the Bible. There's 14 books missing from the Bible. Okay. The Apocrypha, the Book of Enoch, Maccabees, and others. Okay. And I have read portions of some of those books. I have not read all of them, but I have read from those books, specifically the Book of Enoch and Apocrypha. So yes, those books have information that they're not going to teach you in church. And I also want you to pay attention, because another thing they're not going to teach you in church is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and the 68th verse. The ones that tell you who the children of the Most High are. Okay? The ones they say will be taken again to Egypt on ships with yokes of iron upon their necks. Okay, now you know in the Bible the allegory about the Pharaoh taking them into captivity in Egypt, right? Those were the Israelites, which is us, the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, when it says they shall be taken on ships and taken again into Egypt, that means taken again into slavery. Okay? So they had slaves in the Bible, and then said those same people would be taken again into Egypt. Well, we know they brought our ancestors here and made them into slaves. And the ancestors that were already here were made into slaves. Some came from Africa. Some were already here on this land that was formerly known as Turtle Island. What do you make of the accounts of Jesus in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? The accounts of Jesus is this. What I make of it is if there is a Jesus that was actually born and walked this earth, that Jesus looks like us. That's what I make of it. That Jesus looks like us, not the depiction that they love to show us to try to fool you, which is no one other than Caesar Borgia. Okay? No one other than Caesar Borgia. But here's the thing. That Jesus that I believe in, the true Savior, whose name isn't even Jesus, it's Yahshua. Okay? Yahshua, meaning Yah is salvation, because the Most High's name is Yah. In the Bible, there's a scripture that says, all of ye, or if my children who are called by my name will turn from their wicked ways, I will heal the land and save them. And then you say, well, who is called by the Most High's name? Which the Most High's name is Yah. So that would be Elijah, Obadiah, Nehemiah, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Yahshua. All of those people are called by God's name because God's name, Yah, is at the end of their name. And Jesus' real name is Yahshua, which is at the beginning. Okay? Even when the Native Americans would sing and pray, they would say, hey, Yah, 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 with Yah being the focal point. Okay? And that's right. Mr. Hotel said, Ahmadiyyah. Pay attention. I am called by the Most High's name. So, another thing is, Khalid said it stopped. Was that the end? Yes, that was the end of that video. Yes. Now, with that all being said, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, I got distracted from the comments. Okay, so basically, like I'm telling you, the name of the Most High is Yah, and it's even in the Bible. But in the Bible, it's spelled with a J. It's Jah. And that's why you hear Jamaicans who are Rastafarians, they call God Jah. That's why you have the people that call God Yahweh. Okay, because what they're doing is they're taking the name Yah and mixing it with the tetragrammaton. Okay, which is the original spelling of God's name back in the ancient times. Okay, when it was spelled without vowels, only consonants. Okay, so with that all being said, I hope you all got something out of this. Just remember to do your positive self-talk, your affirmations. Start visualizing if you haven't been doing so already. Try to keep your energy high and high vibrational, and do not be fearful, which is a low vibrational. Mr. Hotel said, child, I'm in front row if Queen opens up a church. You know, I actually started to one time. Me and my boyfriend Chris, who's actually my ex that I got back with, but we had talked about that. Gina Lane says, Queen dropping gems. Thank you. You're welcome, beloved. Nessa G said this was awesome. Thank you. Okay, so Juju said, I love it. Thank you, beloved. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. But here's what I want to say also. So that pastor in that church, when we challenged him on telling people to bow before the cross, and then we told him that Jesus was actually hanged from a tree, and that's why they did that to our ancestors, he pulled a gun on us and kicked us out of the church. He kicked us out of the church. So, Juju, when I tell you, you have to speak to people where they are, beloved. Otherwise, you can get hurt. You can get hurt. One thing my mother taught us as we were growing up, with some people, you cannot discuss religion or politics. Okay? Queen, teacher, teaching. Thank you, Juju. Okay, so I just want you all to be mindful of that. And that's why when you are trying to talk to people about certain things that you may learn on this channel, different things that you may study and research about spirituality, when you're talking to people and they don't seem receptive, they act as though they don't want to hear it, then just stop the conversation because they're not ready. They're not ready. Some people are not awakened to it, and some people may never awaken to it. But I also want to remind you of this. So when Jim Caviezel was saying that prayer, I want you to remember that one thing he said was, you don't have to die to be in heaven. Okay? He said, you don't have to. We should call your church the Loyal Royal Palace, says Juju. Thank you, beloved. And so he says you don't have to die to achieve heaven. I want you all to pay attention because I've told you all that before. Okay? When you go to heaven, you're not going up into the sky on a cloud. Remember, heaven means heaved up. Heaved up. That's a high vibrational place in space. That's when you evolve and rise into your Christ consciousness, which we spoke about, or I spoke about last week. Okay, so with that all being said, you place yourself in heaven. You say, oh, I'm on cloud 9 when you're happy and feeling high vibrational. Don't people say that? You say, I feel like I'm walking on sunshine. That's placing yourself in heaven. That is achieving heaven on earth. You don't have to die, like he said. So he absolutely knows what he's talking about. But also, you place yourself in hell. God is not going to punish you and send you to a fiery pit with fire and brimstone and the gnashing of teeth. No, that's allegorical. The hell that you place yourself in is the real one. Okay, when you are low vibrational, operating on fear. Okay, because fear is the lowest of vibrations. And so when you're fearful and worried and stressed and all of those things, you place yourself in a metaphorical hell. That's why people say, I'm sick as hell. I'm tired as hell. I'm mad as hell. When they're feeling bad, these are things that people say. So just pay attention to that. It's not a coincidence that when you are feeling bad or you're going through something or you're upset that you talk about hell. You're literally placing yourself there. Okay? That's the hell of your own making. It's no coincidence that when you're happy and high vibrational and you've learned to evolve and raise your consciousness that you say things like, I'm walking on sunshine. I'm on cloud 9. Because those things are heaved up. Those things are in the heavens. Okay, so pay attention. Now, with that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. Each one teach one. Thank you for the good, kind comments and appreciation in the chat. Okay, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, I will talk to you all again. Oh, I'm sorry. Honey, I'm about to end the broadcast and I forgot we have trivia. I forgot we have trivia just that quick. I'm sorry. Mr. Hotel said this was amazing. Desmond said, Queen, can I be your deacon? Y'all are something else. Okay, so let me start the trivia, honey, because I clearly got so excited I forgot all about the trivia. Pay attention. Okay, Miss Hotel said, child, that was better than trivia. Thank you, beloved. So now, like I said, since some of y'all think y'all slick and sly, we only going to have 20 minutes to get these answers in. All right? Matter of fact, Queen, I'll be the minister of music, says Dan. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since you all are members, I'm going to give you all 25 minutes. Okay? Thank you, Dan. I appreciate you. Absolutely. I'm going to give you all 25 seconds. Now, when we do the trivia on the other channel, they're only going to get 20 seconds, honey, because they think they're smart, okay? They think they're so slick. Let me pull up my stopwatch. Okay, now here's the first question. Doesn't have anything to do with any of these broadcasts. Okay, pay attention. Let me pull it up. Hold on. I think I accidentally clicked off my... Hold on. Here we go. All right. So the trivia is going to be movie trivia. Pay attention. These are going to be questions about some of your favorite movies. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. I hope y'all. Oh, Claudette said, which email, Queen? Juju said 20 minutes, Queen. Okay. No, 20 seconds, honey. 25 for you all. I meant to say 25 seconds. Okay, the email you're going to send your answers to are the root of all evil 227@gmail.com. That's the one we're going to do. All right. Let me pull up my email real quick. All right, so y'all ready? Let's get into it. All right. Okay, now here's the first question. Movie trivia. Oh, and Claudette, you asked me to look at your answer from this morning. I just see you send me an email, beloved. Okay, so I will. Now here's the first question. Pay attention. 25 seconds on the clock. Y'all not going to have time to Google, and I'm going to say the question one time. I'm only going to say it one time, okay? So... okay, here we go. In the Austin Powers franchise, which is the first movie in the Austin Powers franchise? What's the first movie? Time starts now. 25 seconds. 25 seconds. What's the first movie in the franchise of Austin Powers? You got 25 seconds. You got 10 seconds left. Okay, time's up. Let me see if anybody sent anything in. Mr. Hotel, you know what? I'm going to throw you right on out of here. Mr. Hotel said the secret money in your bonus hole. Clearly, you got that from Wig, the secret money in your womb, but Mr. Hotel called it a bonus. Let me continue. Okay, now the next question. Now this was easy. Y'all should know this. Claudette says she's clueless. Okay, Mr. Hotel, stop being nefarious. Okay, so now let's reset. Here is the next question. This one's easy. You can do this, Stardusters. Okay, you got 25 seconds. I'm going to say the question once, and then I'm going to start the clock. Now, Nessie G said, I don't know anything, Austin Powers, okay? Now, here's the thing. I'm going to repeat the question for you, but the clock's going to be started, because normally what I do is I repeat it twice, then start the clock. I'm going to start the clock after I say it the first time, and then I may repeat it for you. Pay attention. Now, here's the question. In the movie Ghostbusters, what city was overrun by ghosts? Time starts now. You got 25 seconds. In the movie Ghostbusters, tell me which city was the one that was overrun by ghosts. This is an easy one. Y'all should get it. Y'all should get it. You got 3 seconds. Okay, time is up. Let me see if anyone had the answer. Nope, nobody have it. Mr. Hotel says New York City. You got it, Mr. Hotel, but unfortunately you were 2 seconds too late, Mr. Hotel. Mr. Hotel said, who you going to call? Mr. Hotel did have the right answer after 2 seconds late, but the answer was New York. That's right, Mr. Hotel, New York. All right, so here's the third question. We got 4 questions, okay? Here is the third question. Pay attention. In the movie Back to the Future, I'm sorry if you all don't know these movies. I'm sorry, but these are movies that I've seen back in the day, okay? These are movies that I've seen, so hopefully you've seen them so you can get these answers. Now, here's the next question. In the movie Back to the Future, what speed does the DeLorean have to reach to experience time travel? Clock starts now, 25 seconds. In the movie Back to the Future, what speed does the DeLorean have to reach to experience time travel? Come on, y'all can do it. You got 15 seconds. You got 16 seconds. I'm sorry. Nessa G said New York. Okay. I'm sorry, not Nessa G. Was that Nessa G or Nessie? Okay, Nessie X and I'm sorry, time's up. Nessa G and Nessie X said New York, but you all got it in too late, beloved. The time has stopped. Okay, so now with that all being said, Mr. Hotel was close. Mr. Hotel said 80 miles per hour. That was close. That was close, Mr. Hotel, but the answer is 88 miles per hour, beloved Ed. Mr. Hotel is pretty smart, honey. All right? Mr. Hotel is smart, honey. He's not playing any games. The answer was 88 miles per hour, though. Okay, one more question. Let me see what I want to do this one on. Let me see. Okay, here's a good one. Now, this is easy. This is real easy. Okay? What are the bad guys called? I want y'all to pay attention. Claudette said she was going to say 85. Okay? Now, here's the thing. These movies too old for me, Queen. I got it. Says Juju. Okay. Okay, now this one is more recent, Juju. This one is more recent. You all should know this one. This is so easy. If nobody gets this one, I'm just going to be so sad and disappointed. But here we go. We got 25 seconds on the clock. And here is the question. In the movie Transformers, what are the bad guys called? 25 seconds and the clock starts now. In the movie Transformers, what are the bad guys called? And I've used this word myself on the other channel when I talk about people who lie. Okay, you got 10 seconds. Let's get into it. Let me see what y'all got. Time's up. Sorry about that. Time is up. The answer, anyone know the answer? The answer was Decepticons. In the movie Transformers, the bad guys were called Decepticons. Gina says multiple choice, please. Okay, so let me give you all a bonus question, okay? Let me give you all a bonus question because y'all just doing pretty bad. Okay, here's a good one. Well, no, you all won't know that. Hold on. Let me try to help you all out. I feel sorry for you guys. Let me try to help you all out and give you something a little easier. Okay? Let me see here. All of these are hard. All of these are hard. Hold on. Let me see if I can find something easy for you all. You all are clearly shooting bad today. Okay, here's an easy one. Here's an easy one. Now, y'all should get this. This is a cartoon, an animated movie. 25 seconds. Okay? In Finding Nemo, how many white stripes does Nemo have? Clock starts now. You got 25 seconds. This is so easy. Make it all make sense. In the movie Finding Nemo, how many white stripes does Nemo have? I'm waiting. All right, I'm waiting. You got 10 seconds left. How many white stripes does Nemo have in Finding Nemo? Time is up. Nessa X got it. Nessa X got it. The answer is 3. Okay, absolutely. So I'm going to send you your book. Nessa X said 3, and that is the answer. So we got one winner. We got one winner for the day. For the rest of you all I can say is better luck next time, beloveds. Better luck next time. Okay, so your book is on the way to you, Nessie X. Royal reminders to guide your spirit daily. Okay, so Miss Hotel talking about y'all suck. And so listen, with that all being said, don't forget that a new ebook is coming out next week. Okay, the one for this month. The new ebook is coming out this week. I'm behind on it. I should have already been finished with it by the first of the month. Pay attention. But I will have it out by next week. All right. So with that all being said, stay tuned. Juju B said, Queen, I got Decepticons. Actually, you didn't. Any of you who sent the answer, send it way after the time had lapsed. Okay? Y'all sent it way after the time had lapsed. Miss Hotel said, I can't wait for the new ebook, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Nessie X said, thanks for this show, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. You're welcome. Okay, so with that all being said, all of you who said Decepticons, you said it after the time had lapsed, which leads me to think that y'all said it after I gave you the answer. So please sit down somewhere. Please sit down somewhere. Claudette says, thank you, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want you all to enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Okay, do something fun on this week, on this strong end, not the weak end to leaving you in a weakened state. All right, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.